The human heart is a remarkable organ, a tireless pump that sustains life itself. About the size of your fist, it sits slightly to the left of your breastbone, nestled between your lungs. Don't let its size fool you. This mighty organ is responsible for circulating blood throughout your entire body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell. The heart is divided into 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. The atria are the receiving chambers, taking in blood from the body and lungs. The ventricles, on the other hand, are the pumping chambers, propelling blood out to the rest of the body. A thick wall called the septum separates the right and left sides of the heart, preventing the mixing of oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood. 4 valves within the heart ensure that blood flows in only one direction. These valves open and close in sync with the heart's rhythm, preventing backflow and ensuring efficient blood circulation. The tricuspid valve regulates blood flow between the right atrium and right ventricle, while the pulmonary valve controls blood flow from the right ventricle to the lungs. On the left side of the heart, the mitral valve manages blood flow between the left atrium and left ventricle, and the aortic valve regulates blood flow from the left ventricle to the aorta, the body's main artery. The circulatory system is a closed loop, meaning that blood is continuously pumped throughout the body in a cyclical manner. The journey begins in the right atrium, where deoxygenated blood from the body enters the heart. From there, it flows through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then pumps this blood through the pulmonary valve and into the pulmonary arteries, which carry it to the lungs. In the lungs, a crucial exchange takes place. Carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular metabolism, is removed from the blood and oxygen is taken in. This oxygen-rich blood then travels through the pulmonary veins back to the heart, entering the left atrium. From the left atrium, it flows through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. The left ventricle, the heart's most powerful chamber, then pumps this oxygenated blood through the aortic valve and into the aorta, the largest artery in the body. The aorta branches out into a network of smaller arteries, delivering oxygenated blood to every corner of the body. As blood travels through these arteries, it reaches tiny capillaries, the smallest blood vessels. Here, another vital exchange occurs. Oxygen and nutrients are delivered to the body's cells, and waste products are picked up. Finally, the deoxygenated blood, now carrying waste products, begins its journey back to the heart through a network of veins. These veins eventually merge into larger vessels, ultimately leading back to the right atrium, where the cycle begins anew. The cardiovascular system is a complex network of vessels that transport blood throughout the body. These vessels can be categorized into 3 main types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Each type plays a crucial role in ensuring proper blood flow and nutrient exchange. Arteries are the thick-walled muscular vessels that carry oxygenated blood away from the heart and towards the body's tissues. These vessels need to withstand the high pressure generated by the heart's pumping action. The largest artery, the aorta, branches out into smaller arteries, eventually leading to arterioles, the smallest type of artery. Veins, on the other hand, carry deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Unlike arteries, veins have thinner walls and operate at a lower pressure. To prevent backflow, veins have one-way valves that ensure blood flows in the correct direction. Capillaries, the smallest blood vessels, form a vast network connecting arterioles and venules, the smallest veins. Their thin walls, just 1 cell thick, allow for the exchange of oxygen, nutrients, and waste products between the blood and the surrounding tissues. The rhythmic beating of your heart is a testament to the remarkable process known as the cardiac cycle. This cycle consists of 2 main phases, systole and diastole. Systole refers to the contraction phase, during which the heart's ventricles contract, pumping blood out to the body. Diastole, on the other hand, is the relaxation phase, during which the ventricles refill with blood in preparation for the next contraction. The cardiac cycle begins with atrial systole, a brief contraction of the atria that forces blood into the ventricles. Ventricular systole follows, with the ventricles contracting powerfully to propel blood out to the lungs and the rest of the body. This contraction generates the pressure that drives blood flow throughout the circulatory system. As the ventricles contract, the atria relax, refilling with blood. The blood itself is a complex fluid, a mixture of plasma and cells that performs a multitude of vital functions. Plasma, the liquid component, makes up about 55% of blood volume. It carries red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, nutrients, hormones, and waste products. Red blood cells, the most abundant cells in the blood, are responsible for transporting oxygen throughout the body. They contain hemoglobin, a protein that binds to oxygen in the lungs and releases it to tissues. White blood cells are the body's immune system warriors, defending against infections and diseases. Platelets, small cell fragments, play a crucial role in blood clotting, preventing excessive bleeding when a blood vessel is injured.